Hello, you're watching this video because you or someone you care about suffers with head pain. I'm Dr. Keith Lynch. I've been practicing in Central Virginia since 1998, and I'm here to tell you that we leave no stone unturned in determining the exact cause of your headache pain. What we do here in our office is we take an approach that combines metabolic assessment as well as neurologic assessment, evaluation, and treatment to bring together a treatment plan that addresses almost everything that can cause headache pain. Let me explain that to you. If you have a head pain, what happens is if we were to take the top of the skull cap off, you could go directly in and touch the brain itself, and that would not produce any pain at all. There are no pain-sensitive fibers inside the brain except for in the vasculature. The blood vessels have a lot of nerves in them that is often the source of the pain. So the question comes down, what is causing the pain or the inflammatory process that's happening? In our office, the way we evaluate that is we start out with paperwork that helps us determine exactly which areas in your body is not working right. Now, I say that because most of the time when someone comes in with head pain or migraines, that's not the only thing they have. They often have several other issues, like perhaps they're not sleeping well. Either they can't fall asleep or they can't stay asleep. They may have chronic pain. They may have other issues, but their main issue is the headaches or the head pain that they're experiencing. So by looking at everything that may be contributing to your condition, it gives us a much better picture as to how to start. So after you fill out your paperwork letting me know everything that's going on in your case, now we are in the position where we're able to order specific lab tests that will give us concrete answers to why your body isn't working properly. Let me give you some examples of what those tests may be. In your brain runs on, the cells in your brain run on oxygen and glucose. And there's no gas tank for these two fuel sources. So one of the things that we're going to be looking for is a potential anemia, and another would be a blood sugar issue. If you have either of those issues, it's going to affect how well your brain works. There's just no two ways about it. The other things that we're going to be looking for is whether or not you have any sensitivities. Sensitivities could come in the form of a food sensitivity. Perhaps there's something that you're ingesting that's creating an inflammatory response or an immune response in your body. If that's the case, we need to identify it, eliminate it, and heal the areas that are involved. Another thing that we may need to do is we may need to find out whether or not you have issues with intestinal permeability. Intestinal permeability could create a leaky gut syndrome, which allows inflammatory cytokines to get into the bloodstream and open up the blood-brain barrier. If that happens and those tight junctions which keep certain things out of the central nervous system, if that opens, you're going to get an inflammatory process in the brain. That needs to be identified, it needs to be healed, and then we've got to test again afterwards and make sure that we've got that area clear. All that is vitally important in helping somebody who has headache pain. The other side of the treatment protocol would be neurological testing and treatment. Now, when I say neurological testing, what I'm referring to is this: a neurological examination designed to identify and uncover any areas of the central nervous system that are not working properly. So we're going to test your frontal lobe, your parietal lobe, your temporal lobe. We're going to be testing your brain stem. We're going to be testing your cerebellum. All these areas need to be identified and evaluated so that we know exactly how well the brain is working. because if there is a deficit in function of the central nervous system, it needs to be rehabilitated so that we get both hemispheres working properly. These workups are very intense and they're very comprehensive. Now, they're not covered by insurance companies. The testing that we do is your responsibility. You have learned this over this time. This is why no one else has done these tests. Your employer isn't going to pay for it. Your insurance company isn't going to pay for it. Your doctor probably doesn't even do half of the things I do. When I get a blood test and I'm looking for anemia markers, oftentimes there's only about 4 things that are listed on a blood test that'll tell me whether or not there's an anemia present. To identify an anemia and categorize which type of an anemia it is, typically we need to run more tests to find that out. So if you're holding an old blood test in your hand, do you see whether or not they have transferrin listed? Is fibrinogen listed? How about ferritin? Do you have TIBC or iron binding capacity? All these things need to be looked at. If you're looking for a blood sugar dysregulation, do they have HA1C listed on it? Do you have a fasting glucose? And is it between 85 and 99? Now, I'm telling you this because over this time period that you've been suffering with headaches, none of this stuff has been done for you. I'm trying to explain to you why that's not been done before and why we do it in our office. Because when we uncover the thing that's causing your headache pain, we'll be able to help you with it. These are the most important things that need to be evaluated and identified in helping somebody who suffers with chronic head pain. Our office has an excellent track record of helping people with these. I encourage you to contact our office. Let's begin that process. Let's get you well, and let's do it now. My name's Dr. Keith Lynch, and I look forward to helping you.